Wow. Welcome back to One Crack News here. And I'm still sitting here stunned at how anyone can convict Bill Cosby with this much inaccuracies. Listen, my job here is not to determine guilt or innocence. My job was to find out the facts of the case, not going off television interviews, not going off of what the media was saying about the case. The actual facts in the case. Okay, the first judge, the first thing that really threw me off is that there was a mistrial in the first one. This was the second trial. This is the mistrial. Now, in the mistrial, the reason why it was a mistrial, the judge had a hard time believing that anybody could get a conviction. The judge made a statement. I don't think that this person can get a conviction with this lack of evidence. All the evidence in this case, there's nothing there. They're holding the whole thing on a tape that may or may not be doctored, that doesn't admit any guilt at all about a sexual assault. That's the whole smoking gun in this case. So that judge was gone. He was not going to be the judge for the second when they came back for the trial. Now they got a whole new guy to prosecute the case. This prosecutor was determined, ran for office on the fact that he was going to get Bill Cosby. That was his whole political goal. So he got hired just based off that. His whole I'm going to get Cosby movement. Now, here's a guy at the time who basically had a mistrial, and you're running his name through the dirt. And what do you even know about it at that time? So he runs for office, whatever. He gets the job. So he gets the role to go in and prosecute Bill Cosby with a judge who was a homer that was going to play ball, and now the game was set. Now let's look at the evidence. The person who this is that they're taking the story from is Andrea Constant. Okay, she went to Temple off of athletic scholarship and all of these different things. And Andrea wanted to get a visa in the United States. We know that. We knew she was financially strapped for cash. Cosby was giving her gifts and everything else, which would allege that they had some type of sexual encounter. She stated that she was given 3 blue pills by Bill Cosby, which she said was Quaaludes, and that's what the media and everybody kept saying, Quaaludes, Quaaludes, Quaaludes. And her prosecution kept saying Quaaludes. Everybody who's done Quaaludes, every scientist, everybody who's taken them, anybody in this free world has told you Quaaludes was never blue. Never. And why would Bill Cosby take time out to try to dye them into blue pills? Well, that would never happen. Angela Constance lived in Canada with a roommate who specialized in treating sexually abused women, a Miss Jackson. Now, a case was on television about a celebrity being accused of sexual assault, where Constance, according to Miss Jackson, said, I too was a victim of sexual assault. And when Miss Jackson said, really? and questioned her. She's like, nah, it wasn't sexual assault. Said that she lied. Nah, I just lied. But if I could do that and get a lot of money. According to Miss Jackson, she said that, her roommate, who specialized in dealing with victims of sexual assault. So when the money dried up, all of a sudden came these accusations, apparently. Now, here's another thing. She gave a date and time as to when this incident happened. If you're a victim of sexual assault, I don't think you'll ever forget that day as long as you live. The day, the date, the time, the event, the moment, you'll never forget that. Now, we look at her time of events. She said it happened in March, right? They pull up her phone records and she was on the phone during the time. And they was like, wait a minute, didn't you say this happened in March? You said you were unconscious. You're on the phone. Oh, I was mistaken. It was January. So in January, she said this event happened. Well, on Valentine's that day, she called Bill Cosby. Huh? What you calling him for? On Valentine's Day. If somebody raped you in January, why are you calling him in February? On Valentine's Day. See, this is what I call all I need. How did the Commonwealth come up with a guilty verdict out of all of this evidence? There is more to than this about the mother, her mom, everybody that was involved in this. How crooked it was, how unfair the trial was, the fake stories that are coming out in the news, people pushing Cosby downstairs, the perp walk, all of these things that they wanted to do to Bill Cosby. He was slapped in the face with bread. All of these things were lies. Who gave them this testimony? Modern day lynching. So, according to all the information I have received that is factual, none of these things transpired of a rape. And that's that. Once somebody told me they were raped and then they went and contacted the person again on Valentine's Day, I'm sorry. Your case is, you lost. Everything else is here, you're lost. There's no way you're going to be sexually assaulted and want to contact that person on Valentine's Day. I'm sorry. So somebody got to explain to me how this woman was telling the truth about Bill Cosby when she told many inconsistencies in her report. I'm out.